You know how we search for things, right? We type in a few keywords and hope for the best. But what if a search engine could understand not just the words you're using, but the actual meaning behind them? Well, today, we're going to dive into how AI is making that happen and how it's going to help us finally conquer information overload.
Okay, just look at this number, 500 pages. Now imagine you're a student pilot. Before you can even get in the cockpit, you have to get through this, the Federal Aviation Administration Handbook. Yeah, that's 500 pages of dense, technical stuff standing between you and the sky.
So the real challenge isn't just reading it all, right? It's finding that one critical piece of information that's buried somewhere in that mountain of text. And let's be real, this isn't just a pilot's problem. We all face this kind of information dump every single day.
Right. This feeling of drowning in data is totally universal. But for a student pilot, you can imagine the stakes are, well, they're incredibly high. Let's really look at the specific problem they're up against.
So let's get specific. Our student pilot has to master this concept called aeronautical decision-making. And that's not just some fancy buzzword, you know? It's the actual mental process that keeps them and their passengers safe up in the air. The key to it is locked away somewhere in these 500 pages.
So, in a situation like this, what's our first instinct? We hit Control F, right? We start a keyword search. But that tool we all know and love, it's surprisingly clumsy when you're looking for an idea and not just an exact word.
And this right here shows you the huge difference. On the left, you've got your standard keyword search. It's a literal word finder. If you search for decision-making, you're going to completely miss a section that talks about making a judgment call. But over on the right, semantic search gets your intent. It knows that decision-making and judgment call are basically the same idea, and it connects those dots for you.
And this is where semantic search just completely changes the game. It's a totally different way of finding information, one that's all about understanding, not just matching text.
This quote just nails it. A keyword search is like walking up to a librarian and asking for every single book with the word boat in it. You're going to get buried in stuff you don't need. But semantic search is like asking for books about maritime navigation. The librarian understands what you're really trying to do and hands you exactly what you're looking for.
So, how does this magic actually work? It all comes down to something called an embedding. The best way to think of it is like a digital fingerprint for meaning. An AI reads a piece of text and boils its meaning down to a unique string of numbers. It's basically plotting the text's meaning on a giant map.
And here's what that looks like in action. We take our phrase, aeronautical decision-making, and the AI turns it into that numerical coordinate. Now, the AI can scan its whole map and find other pieces of text with really similar coordinates, which means they're talking about the same thing, even if they're using totally different words.
Okay, so we've got the tech down. Now let's see this thing in action. We're actually going to build a personalized AI study buddy for our student pilot. This 4-step workflow is the secret sauce. First, the pilot just types in a topic. Second, the semantic search zips through the 500-page manual and instantly finds the most relevant passages. Third, and this is so important, only those specific passages are given to a large language model. And finally, that AI takes that info and creates a brand new custom study guide from scratch.
And check this out. You don't just tell the AI to summarize. You give it a job, a persona. By telling it to act like an assistant flight instructor, you're not just going to get a dry list of facts. You're going to get a helpful, curated response in a tone and style that's absolutely perfect for a student pilot. It's so smart.
And here is what makes this so trustworthy. The AI isn't just scouring the entire internet with all of its random opinions and bad info. Its knowledge is grounded. That means it's forced to only use the information from the official FAA handbook. This guarantees the answer is accurate and totally relevant.
So, what's the end result? After all that, what does our pilot actually get? Well, we've taken the complete chaos of a 500-page manual and basically distilled it into pure, simple clarity.
Look at this. This is what it spits out. The AI didn't just find a few paragraphs, it created a brand new, perfectly structured study guide. It wrote a clear summary, pulled out the key bullet points, defined the important terms. It literally transformed that overwhelming wall of text into a powerful, focused learning tool. And that's exactly why this is such a game changer for everyone, not just pilots. I mean, imagine lawyers finding what they need in thousands of pages of case law instantly.
or doctors getting the key insights from dense medical research in seconds. This can turn any mountain of information into clear, actionable insights right away.
So this really leaves us with a pretty mind-blowing question. We just watched an AI master a 500-page manual in a matter of seconds. So what mountain of information in your life, at your job, at school, anywhere, is about to become instantly and effortlessly understandable? The possibilities are just getting started.